So let's attack this from a couple of different angles. Number one, do you believe, and there's two parts here, will and should. Do you believe the Patriots should shower Brady with, 2-minute montage, all the great moments, yes or no?
Yeah.
Before the game.
I think they should.
Okay. Do you think they will?
I do not think that they will.
I agree, and I agree. There is no chance in hell that Bill Belichick's going to stand on that sideline and watch Tom Brady slice up every AFC opponent and raise 6 Lombardis while he's sitting there with, who knows, maybe a 1-2 record at that point. Cam Newton with 4 picks or Mac Jones not delivered on the first-round grade here. And he is not putting up with that in his house. No way is that happening.
No chance. The bigger question, and I remember saying this, God, it was maybe 3 months ago, BT, that when he comes back to New England, I wonder what the fans are going to react.
And this is where you and I couldn't disagree more. You're absolutely nuts with this take.
I think the fans are going to boo him.
You're nuts.
Not because, they hate him, because obviously they appreciate what he's done, but kind of similar to what Byron was talking about. Like this guy, what's his last name? Byron?
Coward. No relation to Coward.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
obviously.
Completely different spelling and different ethnicity. But
yes, that's true. That's true.
But I think that they're gonna boo him because he's the opponent. And that's what they do in New England, man. I know it's Tom Brady and he's the GOAT, but he bounced on them, goes to Tampa, which seemed like I don't like a fix-up. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was this organically happened that he ended up in Tampa Bay. Bruce Arians was talking about, I'm going to go get Tom Brady at the Combine. And then he actually goes and gets him when he becomes a free agent 2 months later. And so it feels orchestrated, this Tom Brady to Tampa Bay situation. And then he wins a championship down there while the Patriots languish. I think the Pats fans are going to boo Tom Brady.
I think you're out of your mind. I think it's the worst take you've ever had in 9 years sitting next to you, bro. For you to think that the Patriot fans, by far your worst take, there is no way Patriot fans will stand in unison. I'm not saying you won't hear a smattering of boos. Guys sucking down 9 beers in the parking lot before the game, get a little beer muscle. 95% of the people in that stadium, which equates to about 80,000 people roughly, they will stand up and collectively show a wave of reverence that is unmatched. Yeah. Maybe in the history of the NFL.
Okay.
During a game.
When he retires, they can do that.
But when he retires, they won't be there.
Yeah, they will.
Well, he's going to be in Gillette Stadium when he retires?
Yeah,
we meet the Hall of Fame? 1% of the Patriot fans, less than that, get to go up to Canton to be there.
I'm not talking about Canton.
So when are they going to get the shower with praise?
He's going to come and show up and retire as a...
No, he's not.
There's no way.
What are they going to have? Is he going to show up at the empty stadium someday?
Okay, first of all, there'll be a Hall of Fame ceremony.
Okay, and no real Patriot fans will be there, or very few.
There will be a Ring of Honor ceremony, which they do usually in the middle of games.
That's true. That's true. I'll give you that. That's true.
I promise you,
they're not booing him. There's no way they're going out
Robert
like that.
Kraft is going to say, hey, at some point after he retires, not in the next year, couple of years, because I don't know how long Tom's playing. I mean, he could play another 4 years, right? But after he's retired, Robert Kraft is going to say, Tom Brady, I would like for you to come up and catch a game. We want to celebrate your career. They're going to come up and they're going to champion him, and they're going to scream and yell and, oh, Tom, you're the greatest ever, blah, 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 blah. But this year, I bet they boo him.
And it'll be the second rousing ovation he receives, because the next one's going to come when he actually comes there on October. The first one will be October 4th. The second one will be what you just described. Now, listen, it is a little unique. Football is different. Like, if you are, well, I mean, to me, it depends on the player, obviously. But and it depends on the circumstances. If you're an NBA player and you force your way out, like if I was a Denver Nuggets fan, first time Carmelo came back to Denver, I probably would have booed him, because he said by his actions,
get me out.
Get me. I don't want to be here. And when somebody does that to me as a fan who used to have season tickets, now I make your life miserable that night.
Didn't Tom basically do that?
Yeah, okay, I'm getting there. If you're like when Ewing got traded, to the Supersonics, God, he looked awful in that uniform.
I think I've selectively erased
I got you. He looked awful. He didn't look good in the Magic uniform either.
I don't even remember it.
It was awful. But I was living in Vegas, and I made sure I was on my couch when he came back. and the Garden did the right thing. It was awesome. And they also raised his number to the banners a couple years after that. That was different. Patrick didn't want to go.
Yeah.
So, but basketball gives you a moment, at center, from Georgetown. You can kind of collectively, now batting, for whomever, if a player gets dealt. You can have that moment where you can tip the cap. It's different because you're not going to do it after a touchdown. It's not like he trots on the field and there's an individual acknowledgement. There is at the beginning of the game, but and I was talking to Santa about this before, because I remember the defense was introduced for your Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
And who picks that?
The coach.
The coach.
Yes.
So there's no way Belichick.
But they don't even do it anymore.
Well, who does?
Most teams in regular season games, they don't do it anymore.
Really?
No, everybody runs out.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
They don't do the individual introductions anymore.
I was going to, for one side of the ball.
Either side, really.
Because I was going to say, there's no way Belichick would willingly say, all right, let me have our defense. You're going out first tonight, so Tom Brady can come roaring out of the tunnel on October 4th wearing Bucks pewter.
Yeah.
He is not getting booed. They are going to elevate. Now, when he gets dusted, if he throws an incomplete pass, a pick, then they will cheer because now they're Patriot fans. Like our buddy Ben Affleck told us, like our buddy Wahlberg told us, this has been over the last 2 years. If he ever leaves the Patriots, which he did, how would you react to a man? Both Ben and Wahlberg said, rousing ovation, you're wrong.
Yeah, but
you're wrong.
But didn't he force his way out of there?
He did.
It depends on how you interpret his departure.
He did. But I think the fact that the Patriots stunk without him a year ago, and now listen, if they're 3-0 when they meet in Week 4, that's a different galvanization maybe for fans. We didn't need him anyway. Let's just stay, whatever. Like if Mac Jones is balling, and I think Mac's going to win the job. We'll see you, and I've talked about that a lot. If they're 1-2 and, Cam's still quarter and they're putting up like 14.9 points per game, then they're probably disenchanted. Then they realize that what life was like with Brady versus life without Brady, and that might impact some of the reaction. Tom Brady's getting cheered.
All right.
I mean, did you put the poll up yet, Samter?
We will find out October 4th. Is that what it is? October
4th, Week 4, October 3rd, pardon me. October 3rd. Now, is that a Monday or a Thursday game? There's no way it's a Sunday game.
It's got to be.
Got to be a standalone. There's no way it's a Sunday game.
Yeah.
And if it is, it will be the 4:25 game with Romo.
Yeah, there's no way that accidentally happened. Buccaneers going to New England on a Sunday afternoon.
No,
there's no way.
Buried with when is it, Mike?
It is a Sunday game. I'm checking the time.
It's got to be Sunday night.
Yeah, it's got to be. Had to be.
Waiting all day for Sunday night. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Brady. Hey, Stu Getz, you're a fan. What would you do? You're a diehard Patriot fan. He comes running out. What would you do?
Man.
Don't influence him. Just because he's new on the job and, first official week here as the new engineer of Tiki and Tierney, Stu Getz. Don't try to influence him with your NFL muscle. What would you do?
I would cheer him.
That's boy.
Just too much. Too many Super Bowls, too many great moments.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why we hired him, because he agrees with me.
Come on, Stu. I mean, what the hell?
Santa, what would you do? Here, let's saddle up with Tiki, contrarian
Remind
time.
me, BT, what did you say?
Here we go. You got to listen to the show first. I said he's going to, you know what we said. I'm not going to reset what we said. You know what I said. You know what he said.
I think the reality is you'll get about 85% cheers and 15% boos. However, if I was in the stands, I would boo him.
Well, but that's why you're a knucklehead.
Well, I would boo him then, and then I would cheer him another time. You have plenty of time to cheer him.
That's right.
You don't cheer him when he's wearing somebody else's jersey.
Right. After he just left, bounced on you, won a Super Bowl,
and made you look bad in the process.
That's right. Hey. That's right. Because the Patriots didn't look good in any form last year.
For 1/4 of the average expectancy of the average human male, Tom Brady gave you 20 years of a Super Bowl chance, incredible NFL relevance, and, not an issue at all. He's going to get you. Samter, before we get an update from Mac, and we'll get Ac's opinion on this too, what is the poll question? I'm sure it's succinctly stated. What do you got?
Very succinct. Tom Brady returns to New England Week 4. Will Patriots fans boo or cheer him? We have boo, he left us for the Bucks, or cheer him, he is the GOAT. As of right now, it is a very, very tight race. 83% say they're going to cheer him.
Yeah, I mean, you're out of your mind, Barbara. Like I said, it's the worst take you've ever had in the 9 years we've done the show together.
For the record, it's down to 80% now.
Oh, here we go.
I wish we had the metadata so that we knew where those
here we
votes
go.
were
The
coming from.
metadata. You got to bust out those smart terms.
I just want to know where they're coming
Try
from.
to contextualize where you're coming from. Metadata.
I don't need some.
What's the metadata on the polls,
I don't
Sandler?
need some agnostic Tom Brady sycophant from California who grew up with him or went to high school with him or his mother talked about meeting him at the grocery store when he was 8 years old. And he has
Who signed an autograph for him?
Exactly. And has 6 Tom Brady jerseys influencing the poll. I want to see Boston fans.
But the funny thing is, all of those circumstances influence every poll if you really get to the inherent nature of polls.
That's a great point.
I didn't hear you reach for metadata when the polls agreed with you in the past.